Connor, I've been playing a new game. A little game called Weird West.
Weird West.
Yes, sir. Now, you can see the first hour or so, which I'm playing the footage now, but the first hour and 12 minutes I threw up on the YouTube channel, so you can go watch that right now. And then I went and streamed another hour or two over at twitch.tv/TwoPenny Games. Weird West is a top-down twin-stick shooter, RPG shooter. Think Fallout, but a twin-stick shooter in the West with zombies. There's zombies in this game.
Is that the main thing? Is it mainly undead, or is
it... So far, no. It's just it's just a bunch of weird stuff happening, and I'm playing. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm a bounty hunter.
That's
I'm
nice.
going
That's
out
cool
here,
premise.
I'm collecting bounties. I'm shooting my 6-shooter. I've got a companion with me. He's a sheriff. He doesn't like it when I do bad things. But at the same time, this is a hardcore sheriff who's my little companion. He's saying, "Hey man, let's kill them." I'm like, "You're a cop.
Well,
we should be arresting them." And he's like, "Nah,
it's
kill
a
them
Weird
all.
West.
This is a Weird West." And then every once in a while, a bunch of zombies pop out. And then a guy will turn into a werewolf. And I'll be like, "Well, this is weird, but this is cool." Anyways, Weird West, I'm actually enjoying quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some issues with it, of course, because I've got issues with everything. But the game starts, and here we go with the first cutscene here. Bandits raid your camp, or raid your farmhouse, kill your son, kidnap your husband, and they skedaddle on out of there. And so you are quested with finding your husband and avenging your son. Now, I found out very quickly that the camera controls are not fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It is very hard to get the camera to kind of work. And then sometimes, when I shoot, it doesn't feel like... It feels like I'm missing, but I shouldn't be missing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Just to finagle, this is very quickly me here plugging in a controller because the mouse and keyboard controls were so terrible.
Okay.
I'm playing this through Xbox Game Pass, by the way. So yeah, there's a lot of where can I even start here? So let me just start with general gameplay. So as I said, it's a top-down twin-stick shooter. You've got a myriad of weapons. This is really just like a great blend of Red Dead Redemption and Fallout here. Fallout in terms of systems, Red Dead in terms of obviously setting and sort of how they've even got the morality system that Red Dead kind of uses and so forth. And then you're just out here and you're talking to people and you're accepting bounty requests and you're searching for your husband, you're hunting down this gang, all this stuff, and then in the meanwhile I'm seeing setup. The chess pieces are being laid for some weird shit to happen.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited to continue my adventure and experience more of that. It's not really dialogue options. It's more of just how you act. You fill in how do you react here? Do you ask more questions? If someone gets aggressive with you, do you back off? Or do you choose? There was one thing that was stand your ground, choose violence. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
So the game has some humor in it.
It does. Yeah, there's some. I wouldn't say that's a thing to go for, but it's definitely there's elements of it where it's present and so forth.
It's Devolver Digital, so I thought they would have some more comedy in there. But
There is, but I think a lot of it is just tied up with sort of just the general weirdness of the game and so forth. But it's definitely a really, really solid game. When I am hitting my shots, it feels good. Ooh, it feels good to knock these guys down. Let me tell you what though, this game is not forgiving. You will die fast if you fuck around. You will find out, But there's a lot of things you can do to kind of turn the tide to your advantage. You can shoot oil lanterns and spread fires, and there's explosive barrels and acid barrels all over the place that you can kick over and launch and shoot and blow a bunch of people up. I'm searching bodies and ransacking all of the drawers and cabinets and barrels and stuff for more bullets and supplies. It almost plays like a survival game where your resources are very low. You don't have a lot of ammo. You don't have a lot I'm picking up sticks of dynamite and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to it functions as a grenade.
Yeah.
And I'm I need to take care of this and I need to use this in a smart way because if I throw it away and waste it, that hurts. I've got a complaint about the dynamite when I throw it, sometimes it doesn't throw, and I end up blowing myself up. Pisses me off. Really annoying. So there's just like a level of fidelity that's not quite there with this game, but overall it is fun, it is engaging, and I am having a good time.
So it could have used some more time in the oven to hammer some things out to be more
maybe, probably,
concise.
Like it's just not quite there. My biggest complaint is with the camera, because when I'm going into I'm sneaking through bandit camps or whatever, and the stealth isn't deep. It's not a very deep stealth mechanic. But it gets the job done, and you do need to use stealth to kind of like get the upper hand on the bad guys, because like you'll get outnumbered and crushed fast if you aren't careful. So here we go. We're about to see like some of the first shooting. It's one of the classic like a bunch of bottles are set up, and you use that for target practice and so forth to kind of get yourself situated with that. So that's what I was doing here.
I see what you mean when it says the bullets just seem to miss when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right out the gate.
Yeah, like sometimes it's just like, fuck, man, like I feel like, like you see how like much I'm swerving here?
Yeah.
Like that's part of the problem is like, sometimes I feel like I over aim or I overcorrect or I don't correct enough, so on and so forth. But yeah, great, lots of weapon variety, which I wasn't expecting.
Good.
You got rifles, shotguns, pistols, revolvers. All these things are different. They all use different ammo types and stuff, so forth. So I'm excited to see what kind of grows from there. They've got a bunch of elements in the UI shadowed out right now, like grayed out. So I'm still expecting some like major mechanics to come through, and maybe I can turn into one of these werewolf people that I was talking about. Oh yeah, here's a great moment where I got stuck on geography almost immediately.
And
I was like, and I had to figure out how to get out of that.
Can't jump.
There is a jump button. There's a roll. There's a jump. The roll is very nice.
Oh, it is.
The roll.
Good.
The roll is gonna get you out of some sticky situations. I'll tell you that. RPG mechanics are solid. There's two types of I'll call them upgrade trees, if you will, and they are upgraded upon finding items in the environment. There's basically like they're like it's either like a golden card, like a playing card that you use to kind of like upgrade stats. So it's like, hey, you move faster while crouched, you reload faster, you've got more health, things like that. Or it's like a mystical like totem thing that you can pick up, and that'll give you more abilities, more class abilities that you can use. So for example, right out the gate, you have the ability to sort of do like a max pain dive and bullet time and slow, and you can aim and shoot while you're diving and stuff like that. That's like the first thing you get. And then I immediately grabbed sort of, I forget what it's called, but it's fan the hammer. That's what it is. You just spray all 6 shots of your pistol, or it's weird that they call it this because it's called fan the hammer and high noon, which are both the abilities from the McCree character in Overwatch. And high noon is exactly what you think, where like you shoot 1 bullet at every target in range or in sight. My rifle has an ability where I turn it on and my next bullet is silenced.
Oh, okay.
And it's stuff like that. I know that there's one down the line for shotguns if you have a double barrel, to where you'll unload both shots with the double barrel. Which, by the way, at first I was rocking with the shotgun that had like 6 shots, but only like 40 hit points of damage. And then I switched to the double barrel, clearly only 2 shots, but it was like 70 points of damage. Yeah, that was a better choice.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah, get the damage in quick.
Got cool little animations when you defeat a final enemy.
Yeah. Little stuff like that.
Got
So this
some
was my
style to
first
it.
like fighting thing. Is I got ambushed by these coyotes. So like here is sort of the map. Oops. Here's like sort of the map. And let me find a better spot for it. So you're really only playing like when you're in towns and like bandit camps, or if you get attacked in a random encounter, which happens every so often. Come on, here we go. So here we go. Here's sort of, or you'll come across like a merchant, out in the west, somewhere. So here we go. And then to get to the map, you just leave the general area, and here's sort of the map. So you'll it's just kind of like just a fast travel icon. So like you'll see your character dot here. This is where you are on the map. You'll say, hey, I want to go here. It'll say, hey, this will take 5 in-game hours to get there. And there's a day and night cycle, and there are time-based missions that you have to get to. You have to do under a certain time, or the opportunity will lose and stuff. I've yet to not complete one of these. Like every one of the bounties I've completed, which is what I'm doing for the majority of my time right now, because the bounties are the best way to get money. excuse me. It'll be like, hey, you have 15 in-game days to do this. There was one that said you had 3 days, but it was a main mission, so I just went and did it immediately. And then, like, while you're making your way across the map, you might get hit with a random encounter. You have to fight for your life, so on and so forth. You might find, like, a little band of merchants that are just selling some random wares and stuff that you can use. Or, like, there was one that was on screen a little bit. I found a witch. And she was selling weird witch stuff. And I was like,
charms,
okay, this is weird and cool. There are charms in the game that kind of, like, give you little stat boosts that you can equip. There's vests that give you different protection and stats and so on and so forth. Little passive stats going on. The one thing that is kind of tricky is, like, and this is, like, the game really does play more like a survival game than like Red Dead does, where, like, you've got bandages that to, like, heal yourself when you're in a bind. Otherwise, like, you're like scavenging the environment for, like, some water or some food, or you, like, find a cooking campsite and you can cook up some food real quick and it heals you immediately.
Okay.
You're not, like, cooking food and then holding it in your inventory. You're cooking it and eating it on the spot.
Because you have it doesn't give you an option.
It doesn't give you an option. Like, you're carrying a bunch of raw food. You can't eat the raw food. Loading screens are atrocious. They take forever. And then, like, oh, man, this moment was weird right here where, like, I found, like, just a weird girl. She was saying weird things. She was very scary and creepy. I didn't know what was going on with her.
Mysterious girl.
Yeah. None of the lines aren't voice acted, which is unfortunate, but I'm role-playing, and I'm sitting there. I'm doing all the funny voices myself. I'm having a good time. What else did I want to say? And the game also does this thing where there's no, like, there's a great autosave feature in the game.
Okay, good.
But there's no checkpoints. So, like, you need to be saving often.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a quick save function. You need a quick pause, and you hold a button, and you save, and you go.
Seems that's why checkpoints were made, so that you don't have to.
So you didn't have to do this?
Yeah.
Seems very 2002, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how this game works. The autosave is functional enough. I've only ever had to just go back to the beginning of a mission, which is unfortunate. But then, I only make that mistake once. And when I come across the firefight that killed me last time, I save real quick so that I don't have to repeat anything I just did. But it is that classic thing of, like, fuck, man, I spent 10 minutes sneaking around knocking dudes out and I didn't save at any point. So now what do? Do I just go guns blazing and just try and fight my way through it? Or do I spend another 10 minutes doing exactly what I did and, hope for the best or hope for a better scenario? Because, like, what is it called? The AI pathing changes.
Oh, okay. So so stealth, that makes stealth a lot more difficult.
It does indeed. Yeah.
One of the better parts of the one of the better parts of the stealth system that sticks out to you, or is it more annoying than anything else, or is it just whatever?
That's fine.
Okay,
that's fine. It's fine. I'm really not impressed with the stealth mechanics right here. It's very simple. Like they can see you, they can't see you, they can kind of see you a little bit. Like stuff like that. I don't like that. Maybe this will improve when I get better melee weapons, but I can't do a lethal kill through stealth. And when you hit someone with stealth, like if you shoot them or you stab them or you punch them, because they are unaware of your presence, it does do more damage, which is nice. So like if it's like a scenario where it's like there's no way for me to sneak past this, I have to throw a stick of dynamite, I have to shoot, I have to do something. I have to kick off, and once it kicks off, it kicks off. Then you are doing a bunch of damage. I'm going to pause it right here and stop while it's on this. So you're picking up a bunch of weapons. You're just picking up a bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. And they've got... they do the nice thing of, like, when you look at an icon in your inventory, it tells you how many of that item you have, even weapons. Because weapons take up individual slots of inventory. Like, they don't stack. So it'll be like, hey... This is the classic 6-shooter or whatever. You have 3 of these. So immediately I'm like, oh, I can get rid of 2 of these immediately.
Yeah.
And you can either do that by dropping them or scrapping them. Scrapping is where you just take them apart and tear them apart, and you have the chance to get more bullets out of them. So it's important, I'm looting everybody. I'm picking up all the weapons because it's giving me bullets, and I'm using that to survive. Because you will run out. You will run out. And I haven't yet because I'm being so meticulous in scrapping everything that I come across and so forth. And then there are crafting things that the game has not fully expanded on for me yet, but it's getting there. So there is a lot of things of like, hey, you'll get raw materials, some iron, some gold, and you can use that to like craft ingots, which you can sell for more money, or you can use it to craft weapons and armor and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, nice.
So all of the RPG mechanics, I'm really enjoying and I'm really liking. I like all that. The stealth is fine. The shooting is fine to good. AI is extremely aggressive. Very, very aggressive.
It's a good thing.
Oh, and if you see an AI throw a stick of dynamite at you, you get the fuck up out of there. You are not surviving that shit. The dynamite will kill you instantly.
That's good, though. Good to have grenades that just do tons and tons of things.
But I don't know if it's because the AI is just rushing me because they're over-aggressive and they're not that smart, or if the AI is actually smart and, like, if I'm behind cover and I'm popping shots at them and they're staying back, someone will throw dynamite at the worst time. Like, they throw dynamite and then two dudes are flanking me at the same time. So I'm like, oh, shit, y'all are pushing me out of cover as you're all pushing. I don't know if it's just like luck that's happened, or if like they're actually planning these assaults on me.
See how much more it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, but like when shit pops off, I don't always feel like the most in control, and maybe this is just because I just need to get more comfortable with the systems and how combat works. You get into cover by just crouching behind a piece of cover, and then it's nice because you can aim while in cover, but you don't actually pop out until you take your shot.
Okay.
Which is nice. And so forth. And then, you're spending a lot of time reloading and so forth. So I'm doing a lot of like, you can see how like meticulous, like I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for the guy in the back to turn around so I can push this guy and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it works out here. I think I actually end up dying here.
Oh, okay.
So on and so forth. And it's like, hey, attack at night, or, and like if you're low on health and resources and maybe you can't survive the trek back home, you have the opportunity to set up camp. And I've yet to do this, but from my understanding is when you set up camp and rest, you'll get your health back. But I assume also there's a chance that you will be attacked.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
For this type of game, it sounds about right. So you saw there, like, that guy was unaware when I shot him, so he took some extra damage here. Do I? Oh, I do. Yeah, because this is the first time I die, and I found out very quickly, hey, don't fuck around. The dynamite will kill you instantly.
Yeah,
it's
right
not
away.
It's not a numbers game with that. Or at least not yet, So yeah, so far I'm really, really enjoying my time with Weird West. I do plan on continuing it and having a great time. Probably going to stream some more of it, even though, it's not the best streaming game, so we'll see.
No, it's because it's a lot more slower, I'm guessing.
It's very slow.
Yeah.
It's very slow. But I'm having fun role playing and, doing the funny voices and stuff and talking back and forth. And, I'm actually having a pretty good time with this. This is a game that, if you have Game Pass, or if you're looking for something new to play, put this on your radar, because this is a good time, especially if you're an RPG fan, or like just a cowboy fan, like you like the Wild West and all that stuff. Definitely check it out. I'm waiting for it to get weird. Weirder, like there's definitely some stuff, like, because there's zombies and there's like werewolf people walking around and stuff, and some witches are doing some weird stuff. I found a dude who was cursed by a witch, and he got put into like a little totem. So now I'm carrying him around looking for another witch that can break the curse for him.
Yeah.
I found another, there was a woman who said, hey, I have this box. Can you just hold on to this box for me? Don't open it. I'll be back. And I'm sitting here with this box, taking up a spot in my inventory. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
She hasn't come back yet, then.
She scared me, though. She was very scary. Yeah, she hasn't come back. But as soon as she does come back, here, you can have it, lady. I don't want to fuck with you.
Might have just been a crackhead, though.
Maybe.
Open it up, just
maybe.
bunch of crack.
I'm a guess. Probably not. I just got to the point where I bought my first horse, which increases your inventory space dramatically.
Nice.
And decreases travel time dramatically.
As it should.
You can steal horses to get out of a bind really fast, but if you steal a horse, as soon as you arrive at your destination, they run off and they leave you. Where buying one, they're just kind of hanging out with you the whole time.
Nice.
So that's nice. Companions are dumb. The AI for the companions are dumb.
It's hard to get them right.
They are very much just charging into situations. They're not using cover. They're just blasting everything in sight. Like, they're very dumb. There's a nice subsystem in which if you're helping people out, you have the chance of making a friend for life, they call it. And in which case, if you get into a firefight and shit is getting tense or whatever, a friend for life has a chance of coming in and helping you in the firefight. Nice. They'll come in and take a couple of shots. If people die, they're dead.
Oh, okay.
They're gone. Like, there's no, like, reviving it. Like, I had a firefight where, like, shit went south, and my little deputy companion died. And then he was just dead, and that was it. And the game tells you up front, they say, hey, man, there's going to be a lot of people with guns who can come and help you out. Don't worry about a companion if they die. But I'm sitting here, I'm like, no, I forget his name. Gale? Something like that?
Hey, well, whatever. He's dead now.
No, well, then I died and reloaded, and he was back.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, this is definitely going to be one of the more interesting games that I'm going to be playing this year. Is it going to be one of the best? Probably not, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And, you know, the writing is pretty solid and engaging enough to where, like, I am reading everything and I'm, you know, caring about everybody's little adventures and so forth. And the gameplay is fun and strategic enough to where I'm having a good time, but it's punishing enough to where I don't feel like I'm just blasting dudes. Like, I am like, okay, I gotta play it. So almost like XCOM level of, not in gameplay, but just in like hey man, don't fuck up, because we'll fuck you.
Yeah.
You know?
Hit your shots.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's even like a thing like you can walk up to a cactus and poke it and then drink cactus juice and get some health back, you know? Stuff like that. There's a lot of resources for you to advance and to get to get the job done. When you knock people out, their bodies can be found, and everyone will be put on high alert. I've yet to have somebody wake up after being knocked out, but I'm sure it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've completed 4 bounties, I think.
Oh, really?
I think I've completed 4 bounties, one of which I did knock him out and bring him back. And the way that works is actually interesting, because you'll knock him out, you'll put him in handcuffs, and then he's just like a little AI follower who follows you around. And then I got into a firefight, and I had to protect him. Yeah. And then I just took him back to the thing, and that bounty specifically, there was no benefit with bringing him in alive, but I'm sure eventually there will be wanted alive bounties where they'll pay more for if they're alive and stuff. But yeah, Wild West, put it on your radar, guys. It's a really fun, really solid game. Connor, any questions?
Not really.
No?
You give a lot of you're only like what? I guess 3 hours in.
3-ish, yeah, 3 hours in or so. So like I'm still early, but I'm this is definitely a game that I keep saying it. Put it on your radar because it's good. It's quite good.
Good.
If you're looking for something new, this is one that you should be looking for something, looking to do. Probably gonna be one of my favorite indie games to come out this year.
Good job, Devolver.
Yeah, real good. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for your TwoPenny Gamescast episode 90. Remember, you can catch us every Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/TwoPenny Gamescast, or mainstream podcast services of your choice. We're on the SoundCloud, the Spotify, the Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Please like, subscribe, follow, rate us, share us with a friend. We would really, really appreciate it. Remember, you can see the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie review live right now. Catherine, if you're watching this the day the podcast comes out, Catherine, after the hype review, is coming out tomorrow at 8 a.m. Twitch.tv/TwoPenny Games to watch me play some games live this week, where normally we would do some hype, but we're not this week. And I don't think we are next week either, because my buddy Phil is out of town. Mm-hmm. We will be coming back with some, I believe we're coming back with some Sly Cooper when we do come back, though. So keep an eye out for that. Hype recordings of Metal Gear Solid 3, our Metal Gear Solid 3 hype playthrough is going live later this week. Keep an eye out for that as well. And other than that, everybody have a great week. And until next week, Connor, say goodbye to the people.
See you, Space Cowboy.